Hi, this is Ryan with our debtfreelives.com. Today I'm going to go over how to import your bank statement data into our budget calculator tool. So if you remember in the previous video, we went through and created a budget. So after you've gone through and created a budget, the next thing you'll want to do is import your bank statements. And if we go over here, so if we look at the budget dashboard, you'll notice there's no data in there. So in order to get that data imported, you'll want to click on the Bank Upload tab. Now to import your bank data, what you'll want to do is go to your financial institution's website. So for example, I went to chase.com and then went under statements, and you have the option to download all activity or all transactions. And if you go to that, usually there's going to be a few different options that you can download the data in. And so there's the first one you'll see, it might be Excel, which you'll want to go with that one first. If there's not Excel, there may be something called CSV, which stands for comma separated values, and that also works. And so after you go through and you download all of your statements, and you may have a few different companies that you go through. So for example, I bank with US Bank and Chase, but I also have credit cards with Chase, American Express, and a few other companies. So you'll want to go through and download all of your recent transaction history. And then with this tool, so once you have it downloaded, you'll just want to go ahead and copy and paste. The first thing you'll do is, so when you grab the data, so I'll use information for my Chase credit card. I'll copy that over. So the first thing you'll notice is you'll want to paste the columns up top. So you can see we have type, transaction date, posting date, description, and amount. So once this is pasted in, the next thing we'll do, and if you do make a mistake, you can hit clear and then recopy that information back in. Next, you'll just click the Import Bank Data, and you'll see this screen pop up. And so it wants to know if it's a credit card or a checking or savings account. And so we'll go ahead and select checking or savings. And then the bank statement format is actually, you'll see over here, we have just one column. It's the amount. Some of them will actually have two. It'll have a credit and a debit. For this, we're just going to have the one, so we'll select that. Now next, we want to select the transaction date column. So we'll go ahead and find that. So we have transaction date. And you can see right here, it's going to list the top 10 entries under this column. So you'll see that, so for example, if we went to, let's say description, it's going to show something, the description on there. So we want to make sure that that's the transaction date, and it may be called something else. You may just have a posting date. You could also use that. And then the next, when you go to description, you may have a few things in there. Some of the financial institutions will actually have some memos in there, but you'll want to find the one that actually has a description of what you purchased. And by that, I mean the vendor that you went through. And then lastly, we'll want to select the posting amount. And then you'll go ahead and click the validation check. So everything, the data was validated, there wasn't any errors, so we're good to go. So click OK. And then you can see up here we have the upload summary. So we have start and end date of the data, number of transactions, outgoing payments, incoming payments, and then net payments. And so we have all our spend transactions here. And if you go over here, you can see the incoming payments. So these ones will not be uploaded. And the reason why is these are payments that you're making. So for example, these would be payments that you've made on the credit card. So we'll want to remove those. So we'll go ahead and click check for duplicates. And what this is going to do is this is going to go through and look at any data that you already have imported. So if you already have these transactions imported, it'll actually go through and find duplicates and remove them out. So you don't have to worry about when you pull the data from your financial institution. If the dates don't line up or you have some of the old spend transactions, it'll be fine. The system will actually go through and automatically remove those. So you can go ahead and click OK, and we'll click Upload Spend. And it's going to pop up with this window, but we're going to go ahead and go back. I'm going to do a few more examples here. So another one, I'm going to do an import from American Express, just so you can see the difference on there. Let's go ahead and just paste it in, and we'll follow the same steps as before. So we'll select credit card, amount, and then again, date. And you'll notice here, you see these numbers. That's okay. So that just means it hasn't been formatted correctly. The tool will actually take care of that for you. So then we select the description and then the amount and click validation check. So no errors. See, we have the payments on there. And then as you can see, it went through and changed those to dates. And we'll click check for duplicates and upload. All right, and then I'm going to use one more example from Citibank here. So you'll be able to see, this is one that has the debit and credit. And this is also a credit card, so we'll do the same thing, import credit card. And then this time we'll select credit and debit. And so it'll be just like before. We'll select the date there, and then the description, and then the debit amount column, and then the credit amount column. And we'll do, again, the validation checks, so everything was fine. All right, and we have all of our transactions here. We'll go ahead and click check for duplicates, and then upload spend. We've got this uploaded. And then I'm actually going to do one more. So I'm going to use a checking account here, just one more example so you can see exactly how this works. So then we'll click import, and then this time we'll select checking and savings, and this has just the one amount. So I'll do the date on there, the transaction. So you'll see here we have name, and then we also have memo. So we'll actually use the name on there, and then the amount. Okay, and then we have our payments over here, and then over here you'll see direct deposit. And again, we want to remove those since it's already being calculated. So we'll click check for duplicates. Okay, and then once we've gotten to this point, we've basically gone through and uploaded all of our transactions. So here, if we go to master naming and categorization, this is where we'll go through and actually categorize all of the different vendors or transactions that we have. The individual transactions you'll see on this page. And we'll cover this in the next video. So if you do have any questions, please feel free to visit our website or send us a message.